Hello and welcome back to the Chronicles of Aguna. I'm your host, Harry Simiu, and this is just a quick video, really. I'm going to be talking Mesut Ozil, a figure who divides opinion at Arsenal Football Club and probably always has done ever since his arrival. So, wrote a little piece yesterday on Mesut Ozil for our friends over at the FNX network. So I'd just like to share that with you and share my thoughts on the man in question. Now, Mesut Ozil, as I've said, is a player who continues to divide opinion amongst Arsenal fans and viewers of the game in general, I suppose. On his day, can be marvelous, a joy to behold, and oozes class. But since his arrival from Real Madrid back in September 2013, the general opinion is that he tends to hide, disappear, and go missing in the biggest of fixtures and when his teammates need him most. Having played an instrumental part in Germany's World Cup success back in 2014, you could argue that Ozil has already reached the pinnacle of the game, and therefore a lack of motivation could be what's holding him back. Whether that is or isn't the case, we'll never know for sure. He says all the right things, and you'd have a hard time proving how motivated somebody is or isn't. All you can do is make judgment based on what you see, and there won't be a gooner out there who can honestly say we've always managed to get the maximum out of Mesut when wearing the famous cannon on his chest. The talent is there. That shouldn't be disputed. And in fairness to Ozil, criticism of his work rate is unjust. The statistics prove it. He covers just as much ground as anybody else, if not more than most. So what's missing from his game? Is it a lack of desire? Not for me. I find it almost impossible to believe a top-level sportsman would be content with simply plodding along, collecting his or her paycheck at the end of each month and accepting mediocrity. But then again, Theo Walcott made it. So what seems to be the issue? Arsene Wenger's management has seen many players regress over the past few seasons, and Mesut happens to be one of them. Other examples include Hector Bellerin, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, Alex Iwobi. All of these players were given opportunities at a relatively young age, threatened to become world beaters in their respective positions, yet every single one of them at some point or another under Arsene Wenger's leadership hit a brick wall in terms of their development. Where the aforementioned cases differ to that of Mesut Ozil is that they were young fledglings looking to spread their wings, make a name for themselves, and were in need of a vastly experienced mentor and top quality management in order to maximize their potential. Mesut Ozil arrived at the Emirates Stadium as the finished article, meaning Arsene Wenger's part to play in his career was a totally different but just as important one. Mesut arrived in North London at a time when Arsene Wenger's best days had long since passed him by. I think we can all agree on that. His inability to find the correct balance in our midfield often left us exposed defensively, and Ozil to endure waves and waves of unfair criticism as a result. Not to mention the long periods our German playmaker spent operating from the right-hand side. Yet another Wenger masterstroke. Yeah, right. Mesut Ozil has suffered a similar misfortune to that of Andrei Arshavin when he arrived back in 2009, and you won't be surprised to hear the common denominator was Mr. Wenger. One can only hope new boss Unai Emery recognizes this and will do his utmost to accommodate Mesut in his preferred central position, whilst also relieving him of a lot of his defensive responsibilities. The acquisition of Lucas Torreira should go a long way in rectifying our midfield imbalance, and if Aaron Ramsey is to stay, I'd expect him to be far more disciplined without the ball than he has been in recent seasons. The new manager has a diamond in Mesut Ozil, and so creating the right environment around him should, in theory, see him shine bright in 2018-19. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and hit the notification sign too, so you don't miss a trick here at the Chronicles of Aguna. We've now set up a Patreon page as well. You can find the link to that on our Twitter page at Chronicles_AFC. Thank you once again for taking the time out to listen, and we'll be back soon.